always fun to talk about the garden trends when they come out, and of course they're a little bit all over the board depending on which source you choose for your trends. There are many, many consistencies, however, and just imagine this, pretty much on everybody's top of the chart is gardening, is the number one trend for 2021, however you describe it and define it. That includes in a lot of sources edible landscapes, gardening with children, gardening in containers, using mixed landscapes that do include those edibles in those containers, small spaces, tiny spaces, gardening with a purpose, and that's a big one. So if we back all the way up and think about that, if your purpose is to create something that your family can enjoy in your own backyard, that might translate into a backyard oasis. That might be the retreat in the backyard. We're seeing also a lot of trend information about kind of stepping away a little bit from landscapes that are extremely formal and tidy and neat into a more casual landscape, which really does encourage a greater interaction between the participants or the users. So that also includes, of course, attracting all of that wildlife, the pollinators, the birds, the pests, even if you don't like the pests, the wildlife, and letting your children engage in that, learn from it, enjoy it, and relax. So many landscape trends this year are also comforting and calming, to be able to say, gosh, this is the place where I'm going to retreat, enjoy life at a little bit of a slower pace. So that also translates into lower input, and of course the word sustainability ties right into that as well, which would mean, as always, let's talk about low input, high impact, conserve water, think a little bit about night pollution from light. If you're going to use that light, make it low. Think about native plant material if it's appropriate, and it's not always appropriate. Those adapted plants do have their place as long as they are not invasive and we can keep our eyes on them. We like to talk also about the color of the year, and it's pretty interesting this year. It is yellow and gray. So if you think about it, what does yellow do for a very gray day? Brightens everybody's mood, makes everybody smile. You can include everything from an edible landscape plant like cornelian cherry dogwood to great annuals to tropicals, because tropicals are also still a great trend, as are houseplants. And of course, one of the best ways that you can actually follow a garden trend, create that wonderful, lush experience that also includes planting those trees for shade, for outdoor canopy, for the purpose of using those spaces the way you really want to. So take a look at your own spaces, think about what you want to do or did do last year that either did or did not work in your garden space. Follow those trends if you wish. Include those great colors, go monochromatic if you'd rather. Include edibles in containers, in your garden space, in buying those trees and shrubs. Engage your children, your grandparents, go outside and play.